Hey guys, Sean Zane, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on guests from the network, affiliate, multi-level marketers that have been doing the business for a while. Some are just starting, some are struggling, but we're trying to help and educate because there isn't too many places you can go out there to get that value that we want to bring today. So if you're listening to us on any of the audio verticals, please give us a review at the end. Definitely take a look at the description and connect with my guests and connect with myself if you want to be a guest and also get involved with what we're doing. Always leading to a phone call would be great. And if you're watching on YouTube or through the website, networkmarketinginsider.com, you can catch all of this on there. Please give us a little like, comment, and share as well. Subscribe to the channel and let other people know about what we're doing here. So without further ado, we'll bring on my next guest who has been on last year, and we have some new stuff we wanted to talk about. So I appreciate Ray Thigpen coming back with us. Thanks so much, Ray.
Hey, Sean, thanks. It has been a while. You're doing good, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's going well. I love to provide value. We're not sitting here just selling. We're teaching. We're motivating, inspiring others to do something with their life or do something with the extra time in their life to have more income. That's what, is missing, I think, with a lot of people. For those that don't know who are you, Ray, please give us a little introduction and let's get into our conversation today, man.
Yeah, sure. I appreciate it. Get into a little backstory. As you said, I was on your show about a year ago. At that time, I had just joined with a new network marketing company that was in pre-launch. So we really didn't talk about that a whole lot. But that kind of led to where I am now because I went to a company convention and every top leader that was on stage said that they had invested heavily in mentorship over the years. Now, Sean, I've been in network marketing, quote unquote, been in for 40 years. I joined Amway way back in 1980 when I was first exposed. And over the course of those 40 years, I read every book, listened to every tape, went to all the corporate conventions, and somehow either nobody mentioned it or I just missed it, that mentorship is vital, right? So we can read everything. So we know everything, right? Because we've read the books. And every network marketing company out there pushes the exact same books, the same mentors, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Jim Rohn, to name a couple, probably the most popular ones. So I used to be able to quote Jim Rohn chapter and verse every seminar he was in because I listened to him so much. I could almost imitate his voice. But I never internalized it. It took a mentor to tell me what was in that stuff, teach me what's in that stuff, and better yet, teach me how to apply what's in that stuff. And that's the step we're missing. We know what to do, but we're just not doing it. So that's why I wrote this book, Doing What You Know, Breaking Through the Invisible Barrier.
And I had a chance to go through it, digest it. It is worth taking a look at, guys. It's giving you that mentorship, like Ray was talking about, through the eyes of him, what he's learned and what others have. And that's a powerful thing because, yes, a lot of people just like to read things, listen to things, watch things. But they, like Ray was just saying, they're not taking action. And I think, is it more, are they afraid? Are they saying this? They're making excuses most of the time. A lot of times it's, I don't have the time, or I have too many things going on, or I can't fit it in. It's not prioritizing you and your business.
Exactly.
That's important.
Yeah, it boils down to their paradigm. Whether it's excuses for I don't have time, or in my case, and I think in a lot of people's cases, it's really you're just afraid to take that action. You're afraid of what your friends and neighbors are going to say about you because you're in network marketing. People are going to say you're a scammer. The thing is, you've got to build your own inner image up to the point where that doesn't matter anymore. And the top leaders always tell you, just build your list, go out and talk to all these people. Don't worry about what they say. But that's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not taught the inner stuff. And that's what I'm doing in my book is I'm teaching you, I'm giving you practical examples or practical exercises of how to go about reprogramming that paradigm in small steps so that you can beat that fear and develop the belief that you can be who you want to be. And we're doing it from a perspective of what I call the goal achieved self, right? You set that goal that's way out there. You want to be this tremendous leader. If you start coming from the perspective of that tremendous leader, rather than where you are now, which is stuck, it makes things a whole lot easier.
Yes, right. When you talk about goals, a lot of times I've been changing the word goal. I'm not using goals. I'm using action initiatives. So I found that goals, you can make a goal and you're not going to achieve it because a diet, everyone die, I'm going to die. I'm going to get myself healthy and something triggers something in their life and they go back down the hole again. And they can't get back. It's just a back and forth track. But an action initiative allows you to complete things as you're going and you have some accountability. But I agree, like having some kind of action steps, which is in Ray's book at the end of every chapter. If you're one that's a person that wants to put things into perspective and get things going, you have to write things down, reflect, and then put it out there.
Yeah, repetition is key too. Once you start writing down affirmations or visualize things, write them down as affirmations. And I mean, write an affirmation down 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening. It's not just one time written and it's done. I mean, that's depending on where you are, right? If your paradigm is where most people's are. I mean, I was raised in a family of lack. I heard all my life, money doesn't grow on trees. You got to go to school, you got to get a job and work hard. And most of us who've been in that rat trap know that it doesn't work, right? You can work 40 hours a week for somebody else for 40 years of your life and retire on 40% of what you couldn't live on before. But that doesn't get it. So what we're about is giving people hope. That's what I love about the network marketing industry. You can get involved at a low cost, sometimes no cost, but don't be fooled. Just joining something at a low cost isn't going to make you a living. You can go to all the rah-rah events that you want, and I've been to plenty of them, and come back home all fired up for 1 or 2 weeks. I'll go out there and I'll make those extra calls, and then I'm right back in the same trap I was before because my paradigm hadn't changed. And that's where the mentorship came into play and working on Jim Rohn always said, work on yourself harder than you work on your job. Well, I heard that for years, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice. But I never really truly knew what working on myself was all about. Even though I'd read all the books and heard everybody talking about all this stuff. And that's why in my book, I've given you the practical exercises to actually start working on yourself and applying those things that will help you succeed.
That's why I started this podcast, to give that value, to teach people, to show. And I agree. I love it too. I love network marketing. I like affiliate marketing, multi-level. But you have those people that, because there is a low point of entry. You can start stuff for free, $10 a month, $20, 25, whatever, hundreds. But if you don't work it as a business, you're not going to end up with any money that's worth it. And then, you're going to say, oh, it's a scam. Well, how can you say it's a scam when you didn't do anything for it? There's different things out there doing there's a saving kind of company out there I've heard today. There's a lot of drop shipping. There's affiliate marketing with different courses. Oh, they don't work. It's a scam. You didn't put your time in. You are just like everyone else. And that's why I wanted to show. That's why I started this, to bring on people like Ray and others that I've had in the past. And if you haven't been on the website, take a look at this value there from this model. Network marketing works because you are leveraging other human beings. Those that are the business owners at the top, they're going to make all the money. Some of them don't even put themselves on the top of the pyramid, which I don't know about 100% if that's correct or not, but having some kind of foundations is key. Now, Ray, what are some things that someone should be focusing if they're working on themselves? from your book, from your past experiences, from your 40 years of the career that you've had, where should they start?
The first thing they've got to do is know, well, they need to know two things. They need to know where they are and where they want to go. That's the very basic. If I'm at the bottom, I can't rub two nickels together, as they used to say back in the day. I can't expect to spend $1,000. I don't have $1,000 to invest in something. Find something. You can do affiliate marketing for free, right? Most affiliate marketing, you find a product that and here's the other key: find something you're passionate about. Don't just go out and market something because, oh, this looks good. It's got a huge markup on it. If I sell some of these, I can make some good money. But you don't care about it. Yeah, that comes across, right? So find something you're passionate about. That was something that I actually learned through mentorship, that I have a passion for teaching, which is another reason why I wrote the book. I plan on coming out with a course. It's going to be the book in course form, because I want to teach this message to people. People need to hear it. So know where you are, know where you want to go, and then you have to figure out what's going to keep me from getting there. Usually it's because of that paradigm. It's because I have a low sense of self-worth. I'm afraid of rejection. And that's usually not really a fear of rejection. It's more of the self-worth thing. And we've heard here all the time, the best way to cure fear is through action. But people, until you start working on yourself, that's just another one of those things that, yeah, that sounds nice, but I'm too afraid to do that. But here's the thing. How many times, Sean, have you come across something that you were afraid to do, but then you finally got to the point where you said, okay, I got to do it. And you pushed yourself through it after maybe months of pulling your hair out saying, I can't do this. And then you finally do it. And you're like, that wasn't so bad. And now all of a sudden you've stretched that comfort zone and things aren't as hard as they were. And now you're starting to see progress build, right? You know what the definition of a comfort zone is? The comfort zone is a place where dreams go to die.
Yes.
Right? So that's what my book is. We have to expand the comfort zone. And we don't have to do it all in one giant fell swoop. There was one of my students actually came up with a great example of this himself, and I thought, I'll use that. It's like, if you're afraid of heights and you've got to get to the 4th floor of this building, but you can't even make it to the 1st floor, right? Well, you finally get up the nerve, you get to the 1st floor, and you're like, that wasn't so bad. I think I can make it to the 2nd floor now. Well, the 4th floor is still up there waiting, but in the meantime, let's just push a little bit further and get to the 2nd floor. And eventually you can get on up there to that goal. Once you get to the 4th floor, you're like, well, now I can go tackle a skyscraper, right? Because you're expanding that comfort zone. So that's the key.
I like that. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the comfort zone, once you start breaking that outside of it, it changes you. And I agree 100%. And Ray, when I started doing video, when I started doing conversational type of video content marketing back in 2018, there was people doing it. I have friends doing it. I'm like, why are they doing this? I'm like, I should start doing this myself. But I had I don't know what I want to talk about. It's not something that many are doing. What happens if I fail? And I got to the point, you know what? I don't really care. I need to try. I want to fail. I want to see what's going on because not many people are doing it. I did it for my insurance business. And my wife was like, what are you doing all this video for? Are you getting paid? I'm like, no, this is part of my journey. This is part of my getting out of the comfort zone. This gets you out of it quickly because you're like live. It's something that I did live video as well. And I used to drop a video once a week and I started getting engagement. I started getting comments and more views. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then it was once a week and it got to a couple times a week to every day. And today I do 3 or 4 videos a day. And People are like, how do you have time? Because it gets easier, because it's an action now I put into place that I'm comfortable. Like Ray was saying, you get confident, you're comfortable. Now you're competent on what's going on. And you're going to feel good. You're going to be enthusiastic, and it goes and exudes out from you. And you try to tackle more things. So yeah, getting outside that comfort zone will change your life for the better.
Absolutely. We are designed as human beings, we're designed to grow through struggle, right? So that's what expanding the comfort zone is growing through struggle. Nature itself is designed to grow through struggle. If you think about a seed that's planted in the ground, once it starts getting that nutrients absorbed and it starts sprouting, it's got to struggle its way through a couple of inches of soil, but you're talking a small seed, right? It has to struggle its way to the surface to finally break free and feel that sunshine, which then starts nurturing explosive growth. I think I read that bamboo seed takes 5 years to nurture before it breaks through the ground, and then it shoots up like 8 feet in a year or some crazy. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a really tremendous growth once it finally broke through. And that's the key, is hitting that point where you're finally breaking through, which is the subtitle of the book, Break Through That Invisible Barrier. And that's just, you can't break through if you don't try. And if you want to hide in your shell, you're going to stay in that shell. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to break through, because I've been there. I struggled for 40 years in the industry. I wasn't what I called chasing the shiny object, but I know I've been in as many as at least 6 well-known network marketing companies, starting with Amway back in the day. I've been to national conventions of multi-billion-dollar companies. I've rank advanced, but I never made it to the top because I wasn't ready. And that's plain and simple. I always said, if somebody else can make it to the top, I can too. But you have to be not only able, you have to be willing. And I wasn't willing to go and do the things I needed to do to get there.
A lot of times, people don't want to invest in themselves. They're saying, oh, it costs $500. It costs $1,000. Well, do you know, if you had that time to get mentored by someone, it might be a mastermind for $5,000. Whoa, $5,000. How am I going to get to that? Well, either you have the money or you have to work and get the money. And Ray brought up affiliate marketing. You find products that you can make money. You put out content. You have an affiliate link, and you start bringing money in. And then you get paid every month, and you either put that money away or you invest it into a product that can help you, or a mastermind that can help you, or a solution that can help. But people are like, well, I don't want to spend it. I want to just make the money. It's a business. You have to put yourself as first. And I'm involved with some courses as well. And that's the way it goes. You learn new stuff. I've gone through a process of the last number of years. I never had landing pages that I've been able to create myself. I started creating them last couple of weeks. I have 4 of them right now. The traffic that's going to my website organically, because of what I've set up as far as the video with my landing pages, I'm collecting emails. People are like, wait, why are you collecting emails? That's how you can sell to people. You need emails. Oh, I don't like that process. Well, how else are you going to do it? I just use social media. Well, social media, I use all the time myself, but you need to use it to get to things. You need to get someone's email. You have to get to a direct message. You have to build relationships somehow. What are you doing to do that? And that's what's missing in a lot of the companies that are out there. They're like, oh, just throw your link into the comments. Well, most of the time, Facebook, they don't like links. You got to be careful with that. It's a process. You have to learn from. Even top leaders don't want to share their secrets, which is funny to me.
And the thing about that is, I think most top leaders, the very, very top leaders, are what I call, what's the word I'm looking for? They are unconscious competence. In other words, they know how to do the stuff, but they don't really know how they got there, so they can't teach it to you. Unlike the conscious competence, who are the ones who went through the process of learning. And I always say, if you learn to teach, that's the best way to learn. Don't learn for yourself because then you can miss things. But if you learn it to teach it, then you've got to grasp exactly what the message is there so you can give it to other people. So and the thing about social network marketing, as opposed to building a list or doing anything different, social network marketing, dropping links, that's easy. So people
Yeah.
don't want to do this other stuff because it's hard. But it goes right back to, am I willing and am I able? Or am I able and am I willing? If you're willing to do the stuff that it takes to get there, you can get there. I don't think there's a position in this world that nobody else can get to if they're not willing to do the things that it takes to get there. Now, you might not want to get to the highest position in the world. There's plenty of jobs out there I wouldn't want to touch. They're so-called high positions. But then there's other ones that I would love to get to. And if I have the passion to get there and I'm willing to get there, if I'm willing to do it no matter what, then I'll do the things that I have to do to get there. And that's all about mindset. And that's why mentorship is so important, because a mentor will not only point you in the right direction, they'll gently tell you where you are and help you along the path. They're not going to criticize you generally. If you do, you fire them, right? Because that's not what you're after. You're after improvement. You're not after criticism. Most of us beat ourselves up all the time anyway. We don't need to pay somebody else to do that for us.
You can
Right?
go
And
to your
that's
mom and dad, you can go to your significant other, and you can get beat up. But you want
absolutely.
someone like Ray was saying to alert you or open your eyes to what you're doing wrong, what you should be doing on a consistent basis, what is missing. It's not just to really beat you, it's really to zero in on some of the faults someone might have that you can't see because you're kind of like this way. You have the
Yeah.
blinders on. You're just trying to get through it and you're struggling. But could be something, if you're not having conversations with people that are asking questions and finding out what are some things that you're working on. And, I don't really do much. And like Ray was saying, just dropping social links. You're doing, maybe you talk to people in the line at a supermarket. Some people, people do that? Some people do that. They actually will talk about it. You don't want to be that one that goes and shows up to a family barbecue and it's like, oh shit, Ray's showing up, oh Sean's showing up, they're going to just pitch their product and service the whole time. No, the product and service you should be building, hopefully it helps someone, but you want to find out a pain point that you can be providing a solution to. So it might not always be your product or service, but it might be something that Ray offers. In my case, hey, I don't have it, but Ray does. Go talk to Ray. And we all help, and our ecosystems are all merging because we're helping each other instead of going at it one at a time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's key too. One of the things I was afraid of, well, not necessarily afraid of, but all my life I hated sales. I grew up in the door-to-door salesman era. I remember Dad always telling me, "Oh, there's another door-to-door salesman knocking at the door," and putting down sales process and insurance salesman, and Dad was even an insurance salesman later in life. I guess he kind of got over it. But when I learned that I'm not selling to sell, I'm selling to help somebody, right? So, they always say you're not selling, you're sharing. Well, yeah, that sounds so cliche. But then when and that comes from people that I think are more like the unconscious competence, right? They're doing it because they truly are sharing. They're not selling, they're sharing. But I'm like, I'm trying to make money, so that means I got to sell. But once
Yeah.
I get over that, once I got past that to the point of, I'm not selling, I'm sharing. I'm here to provide a service to somebody else. They're looking for my service. And the only way they can find out about it is if I put it out there and get it in their hands. That's the only way I can help them. So that's why I came to you.
I wanted to understand, people have to understand too, you're working through people. So if I'm talking to Ray today, I'm not trying to pitch him. I want to get my information, my product or service. I want to just talk to him about it so he can understand what I'm doing. Not to sell Ray. I want to get to Ray's brother, sister, mother, uncles, friends, coworkers. Those are who we want to sell to. Just trying to sell to Ray on a phone call, that's one sale. But if I can talk to Ray and share what I'm doing so he can understand, and later on, oh, I remember talking to Sean and he said this solution to someone's problem. Hey man, this could be something you should talk to Sean. And that's all you have to do is a referral to set up a conversation. I always say a connection call, because that's all I want to do is connect, find out, hey, it might not be you, but it's going to be someone in your circle that you're talking to that has a pain point that we can solve that problem.
Right. Yep. It's who do they know? And we are so quick to recommend a movie or a restaurant or something that we're not personally tied to, because that doesn't make us feel uncomfortable. We have nothing to do with it. We got nothing to lose. We got nothing to gain. But when it comes to selling a product or a service, now all of a sudden we've got this weird way of tying ourselves to it that makes it feel like I've got to convince everybody to do it, and that's just wrong. If you just share it, and that's why you have to be passionate about the product or service that you're offering. And that was the other thing I'm thinking when I jumped from network marketing company to network marketing company. I don't think I ever joined two companies that had the same product or service, because I was never really passionate about any of them. And that's where my lack of success, true success, came from, is because I wasn't passionate. And when you're passionate about it, it becomes sharing and not selling. And that's why when I went to my mentor, I'm like, I'm really struggling with these network marketing businesses, but I'm coaching pickleball. And people come to me all the time and pay me to teach them pickleball. And I don't even have to promote that. Why can't I do that in business? And then while I was talking to my mentor, the light bulb went off, and I'm like, it's really not about network marketing, and it's not even about pickleball. It's teaching. Teaching is my passion, and that's why I'm not having the success that I want in network marketing. The thing that drew me to network marketing was team building, because I liked working with teams, but I didn't really know in the back of my mind that what I wanted to do was teach the teams to build bigger teams. And so that's where the passion lay.
I agree. And that's where you come up with having everyone should have a personal brand. People are like, what is that? You have to become, it's not the company that you represent that's going to get the sale. You are going to get the sale. They're going to buy from you. So you got to come up with, and I changed my name to back when I was in the insurance industry, I just stay with I'm the connection machine, AKA the insurance doctor. Cause I do my insurance just comes now. Like, I like the network marketing because I want to connect with people. That's my brand. I try to wear my shirts that represent what I'm doing. I have hats coming, I have coffee mugs. When I'm out and about, I want to share what I'm doing with people, because it's not selling them, it's selling my brand, it's selling you. And that's exactly what I want people to understand too. It's like, it's not that product, that service, that company. They honestly they love the model because it makes them money. But in reality, you're just working for free until you make a commission. So you might as well do something that's going to be fun, that you enjoy, and help other people. When you change that mindset, things just take off for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jesus said, and Jim Rohn, was it Jim Rohn? Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar, one of them, always said, find a way to serve the many, for service to many leads to greatness. Now, greatness can be interpreted in a variety of different ways, right? I don't consider greatness as a stature per se. It's more, it just means I've been able to provide a lot of service, and so I can reap the benefits of providing that service. So, yeah, it's about helping as many people as you can in as short a period of time, because we have a limited amount of time on this earth. So the best way to do that, and that's why we love the network marketing model is so good, is by leveraging other people. You tell three and they tell three and they tell three. Before you know it, it's just exploding. It's just a matter of getting that mindset right so that the three tell the three, because we know that 95% of the people in network marketing rarely make their money back.
Right.
And it's not because they can't. If the guy at the top guy or girl at the top made it to the top, the guy at the bottom or the girl at the bottom can make it to the top. They just have to do the same things. So doing what you know is more important than knowing it. Knowledge without action is nothing, right? I think the way I put it in my book was information without application does not equal transformation.
I like that. I like that.
So
That is how you should be living. And man, time is short and we're running out of time, but I want you to go into your 100,000 challenge. You have it on your background.
So my 100,000 reader challenge, I've got 4 months. But the gist of it is I want to get the book into the hands of 100,000 readers by the end of this year. So by December 31st, any number of ways. Number one, you can go to Amazon and buy it. Or number two, you can go to the movement. I've actually just released a second version of my book that looks totally different than this. It's called the Movement Edition. The tech content is exactly the same. But I want to get the book into the hands of 100,000 people, not to sell books. And I'll put a little validation to that in a minute. But because I want to help 100,000 people by the end of the year to learn what it is that inside themselves that's keeping them from being where they want to be and where they can be. So selling the book on Amazon, you can search it there. I've got the book. I've got the Kindle. I also have a companion workbook that breaks down chapter by chapter of the book so that you can do the written exercises, even though they're in the book. You can follow the book and do pretty much the same thing. But I'm also starting talking about funnels. I'm building out a funnel. I've got the basics of it done now so that it is available at doingwhatyouknow.com/movement. You can join the movement, and the very first thing in that movement is a free digital copy of the book. So the entire book, digital format, totally free, because I want to get it in the hands of people so that they can get out there and be the best them that they can be and help other people do it. So that's a part of the movement. It's not don't just read it for yourself. Read it, see what's there, and share it with other people. And that's the whole gist of the movement. Yeah.
And I will, in the description, guys, all his contact information, all the links are going to be in there. So it'll be easy if you're catching this on YouTube, if you're catching this on Spotify and Amazon or Apple or any of the verticals on the audio only. Definitely take a look at it. Let's join this movement. Let's get to that 100,000 people. It would be awesome to accomplish or have the action initiative of having that challenge completed by the end of the year. Ray, man, it has been, as always, an awesome time with you. I appreciate you spending some time with us today. Everyone else, we hope you gained some value. Don't forget to bookmark the website. If you are interested and if you're involved in the crypto world, I'm giving out tokens for those that are interested in engaging the content. And if you go to the website with the link on the bottom, you can sign up, get your some tokens on the behalf of helping us. So I appreciate you. And as always, don't forget, I'm here to help, motivate, and inspire. Ray, stick around for one more moment. Everyone else, have an amazing rest of your day.
Thanks, Sean.